Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Imran bin Ismail. Firstly, I would like to thanks to all of the people and the organization that to help and contribute their energy to make this project works. My name is Imran bin Ismail and I will be presenting this project for today. Okay. In the first slide, as we can see, there are the list of author, which is Nur Samsuri Ali, myself, I'm Rahman bin Ismail, next Rosdi Sam Endut, Muhammad Shafiq Amirul Sabri, and finally Syed Alwi Aljuni. Okay, for introduction, spectroscopy is the study of absorption and emission of light and other radiation by matter related to the radiation wavelength dependence of this process. Spectral equipment such as spectrometer, spectral analyzer, spectrograph or spectrophotometer is used to calculate spectral values. This equipment is used to characterize and analyze research like dye-sanitized solar cells, DSCC, and light-emitting diode, LED. Predictive models in Python are beneficial for predicting future results and estimating parameters that are hard and not practical to calculate. For example, researchers can use predictive model to forecast crop yields based on a rainfall and temperature, or this patient with specific characteristic is most likely to respond. In the next slide, we would like to discuss about our objective that we want to achieve during conducting this project. Our first objective is to design suitable algorithm pre-processing technique that can predict any model to the most accurate understandable format for prediction model. Our second objective is to propose the best statistical method for constructing predictive model that is dependent on many factors and is highly collinear. Our final objective is to use Python to analyze the data collected from the determination R², and root mean square error RMSE that could be nearest to 1. In our previous research, we found that the pre-processing technique and predictive model are very important component for making this project happen. These are the steps of pre-processing technique that we need to follow as our guidance for the data that we want to use. It starts with smoothing of data noise, data aggregating, missing values inputting, and finally data points that erroneous is being removed. Next, this is the step for prediction model. The prediction model will be start with data cleaning, then we have to identify the predictive modeling that we want to use. The third step is pre-process the information into appropriate shape. Then we have to specify a subset, train model parameters, then we conduct model efficiency or goodness fit test. Then we have to validate the accuracy of our prediction model. Then finally we use the prediction model for the prediction if the prediction model is satisfied with our condition. Okay, we continue with method and item in these studies. Firstly, as a programming language, we use Python coding. Then with application, we use Google Colab. Then library source, we use Pandas and NumPy. Then the machine learning, we use TensorFlow. And finally, data collection, we use dataset that we obtain from our experiment. Then result and discussion. In result, we have the result of training on dataset that we can use as predictive modeling. These results are obtained by starting on data exploration and undergo the process of data cleaning. Then the clean data can be analyzed using suitable modeling such as linear regression. Finally, we can get the performance analysis on ability to predict the targeted object. So our data set that we use is collected is from phosphorus P. From the data set, there are values of P phosphorus from the soil. These values are obtained by undergoing a dilution process called HANA to find the amount of phosphorus in the soil. For this project, we would like to find the value of P that is obtained from the amount of the adsorbance that measures using the spectrometer. This project is repeated by doubling amount of dilution until the amount of P phosphorus reaches the minimum amount of dilution, which is at 23.5 amount of phosphorus. So as we can see, this is our data set from HANA dilution on finding P value, which is the phosphorus. So P equals to 61.8 is our output value, which is our aim, targeted value to find. So from the data set that we get, we change it into an understandable format for Python to understand. So we replace the wavelength with alphabet. So this is our spectral plot. So this figure shows a spectral plot of overall 720 of Harumanes Mangosky in the NIR spectral range of 941 nanometer until 1685 nanometer. This spectral plot was created using a statistical software named the INCAPE X. The curve show response and adsorbance varies with a wavelength between all of the skin sample. From this graph, skin sample adsorption is intensively high in the range of 1424 nanometer to 1560 nanometer. Henceforth, these adsorbance were then analyzed using a prediction model that have been created to evaluate the difference between the actual value and the prediction value. So as we can see, this is our prediction model. This figure shows the prediction model that has been created by using Google Colab and Python based coding. The model has been divided into several sections, begins with libraries and ends with the model accuracy. These are the missing value and data types. So this figure shows the data types and all the missing value or non-values contained in our data set that have been used. In this process, we can identify each of the missing adsorbance value and replace them with the overall mean value, or we can replace it with 0. Then we set the hyperparameters. So hyperparameters is the parameters that we want to be set before learning process begin. So we set the learning rate of 0.3. The learning rate is the performance of model can arrive at best accuracy. So learning epoch we set for 100. So learning epoch indicates the number of passes of entire training data set of the machine learning algorithm have been complete. So finally we have number of class. So the number of class is set the same as the Y shape, which is our output values. Next is our prediction model performance. So we can see that our test accuracy is 1.0. So in this figure we can see the performance of our prediction model. Our prediction model is 1.0. This means that our prediction model can predict to most accurate values of prediction. Conclusion: spectroscopy is the study of absorption and emission of light and other radiation by matter related to the radiation wavelength dependence of this process. This can be measured by using specific equipment such as spectral analyzer or spectrometers. The predictive model for this project has undergone a pre-processing of data and finding the best prediction model based on the dataset that we obtained. Also managed to achieve our objective that the prediction model can predict more than 90% of accuracy. There are also some improvements that can have been made or in future, such as we can use prediction algorithm in microcontroller or prediction purposes. So thank you.